Hello and welcome to our channel where we talk Kanye West. And by we, I mean Chris Lambert, who you usually see in this channel, and me, Travis Bean. I don't get on here too often. Pretty much the only times I ever get on this channel are when Chris has bronchitis, which is exactly what's happened. It's a rare thing for someone to happen to somebody so often, but apparently it does with Chris. Just kidding. He's almost always here. But here I am filling in because he does have bronchitis, and I am going to be talking about a detailed review someone posted to West Sub Ever about the Donda listening party, the private listening party that happened. It comes from Joseph T24. You know how people do like live reactions to albums on YouTube, and that's really exciting to watch. We're going to see how exciting it is to watch me do a live reaction to this person's reaction to Donda. Okay. So here we go. Disclaimer, I did not record shit. Don't try to say I did. You know, I went to the Yandi. If I went to the Yandi listening party, that would be incredible because it didn't exist. I went to the Jesus is King listening party. And yeah, they put your phone in these little like pouch things that you cannot get out, and you can only get them free like when you leave and someone helps you get it out of the pouch, whatever. But there were plenty of people getting them out of the pouches and taking video and getting thrown out, which is all detailed here. It happened exactly the same thing happened at Donda. So this guy feels the need to defend himself very early on that he's not somebody who would leak video and audio of this glorious experience, which kudos, I appreciate that. Kanye's not looking for it to leak in, a subpar form. He wants people to hear the full throttle Donda and so yeah, awesome. Some lady walked up and introduced the listening party with from Kanye's West's next album, Donda, the first track, Come to Life. The stage wasn't really a stage, but there were 4 pianos with like 8-year-olds playing the keys, and the track is piano heavy. That's cool. Mind you, the acoustics were really bad in the church, so something could be something I was mishearing. Kanye on the track sounded unfinished and mumbled, which is not surprising. Kanye always mumbles on his demo-y type stuff, which is pretty typical actually for most artists. They're just trying to find the melody and the flow of things usually, so not surprising to see that here. It was either that or just him harmonizing, possibly both. It's probably both. She goes into previewing 2 commercials that will preview during Game 6 of the NBA Finals. The first commercial is a Nike commercial with Sha'Carri Washington. Is that her name? Sha'Carri Washington? Yeah, so that's pretty cool that Kanye is partnering with Nike, kind of burying the beef they had for forever, because Kanye still works with Adidas and Gap, and it's cool to see that like this new version of Kanye who's like peaceful and mending, broken relationships is working with Nike. That's awesome. And doing something for Sha'Carri Washington, who unfortunately was banned from the Olympics in some bull crap move. I can't say the other word because we'll get fined for it. Not fined for it. Some people won't advertise with us because of that. But she went through some unfair stuff there that got banned for the Olympics for testing positive for THC. All right. And so the Nike commercial with the song New Again playing during it, which is not New Body, apparently. Sorry, everybody who really wanted to hear New Body, but it doesn't exist unless, you listen to the leaks. The second commercial is one for Beats earphones, and the song playing is that one snippet from the Kim K birthday party, the one we all call Television for months. So obviously Television came out on Pop Smoke's album, and this would be a different song. This is kind of a mysterious song that was played. Kanye was playing at Kim Kardashian's birthday party, and there's no title for it yet. So that one to me is like, that's the most mysterious track of them all. Supposedly it's the final track on the album. So we'll see how that all shakes out. After that, Kanye comes to the set and begins doing his thing. And I assume it was something like when I saw the Jesus is King listening experience. It's just Kanye up in like some balcony with his, obviously he wouldn't be with Kim at this, but at the one I was at, he was with Kim and his kids, and a lot of his team were like standing around him, and he's just on the laptop, like interacting with the crowd and just like hitting play, hitting stop. Just it's pretty simple stuff. He sets up the laptop and starts scrolling through iTunes. Kanye does not say a word the entire time, not one silent yay. So I guess it's not like the Jesus is King listening party. But I like silent yay. I like the vibe he's going for. 12,000 Acres is the first song Kanye plays. It sounds like Pusha T is featured on this song. At this point, I start to lose track of the track list or order of the songs. Everything beyond this point is purely my memory and close to the order, which is how I feel about the Jesus is King experience. I don't remember exactly what order the songs were played in. He kind of jumped around, and of course the track list changed a lot, as Kanye is wont to do. He begins to play Hurricane. It is the version with Ye's hook vocoded. After the hook, Lil Baby hops on for his verse. That's awesome to hear. After the verse, I don't think the hook plays again. I just remember Kanye harmonizing and maybe doing a verse. The bass was crazy. It's hard to hear the words at this point. That was the other thing about the Jesus is King listening experience, is that it was really tough to hear what he was saying. Sometimes you could pick out some stuff. Like I remember hearing like Chick-fil-A line, and like everyone goes ape shit, or oops, goes ape for the Chick-fil-A line. So yeah, I imagine it's difficult to hear, which is probably why we don't have a good idea of like what the album's exactly about yet. We're mostly getting feedback on what it sounds like, and it seems like it sounds really good. It's sonically very interesting. He also plays Life of the Party, a very, very, very lyrical, introspective track. Mentions Tupac in here. Don't remember much, but lyrically it's finished 100% no mumble. That's good to hear. All tracks besides Maybe Come to Life are fully finished no mumble. 24 does not feature Casey Pluto, or Sunday Service. Instead, if my girl and I heard correctly, Post Malone takes up the spot and does the whole part. Post Malone was, of course, on Fade, which is one of my favorite Kanye songs, so it's cool to hear they're working together again. Kanye's verse is vocoded and pitched down. Finished song, beautiful, and production-wise, very different from what we know it to be right now. Interesting. Welcome to My Life is a very dad. It's a very dad song, very deep, sad song about Kanye and him reflecting on his marriage with Kim. That's going to be a big part of this, I think, because it is called Donda, and if you've watched our past videos, the album artwork was made by a woman who was working through the trauma of losing her mother when she made the painting that is now the cover of Donda. And for Kanye, I think that is a little bit twofold, because of course he lost his mom and he's still dealing with that, and there will always be repercussions for something like that, but also he lost Kim. Him and Kim have divorced, the mother of his children, and that's going to create an interesting space for him moving forward. So I'm really interested to see how that's going to be part of the album. Talks about the kids and mentions Kim while Kim taking everything or whatever it was, which I wonder what he means by that. After he played this song, he paused for like 2 minutes and cried. Deep shit, poor dude, somber production. So that one sounds like a tearjerker. Side note, his vocal performances is the best shit Kanye has ever done. He has improvised as a singer so much and experiments with his voice like crazy. Love it. Love to hear that. It's actually something we've been talking a lot in our recent season of our podcast, Watching the Throne, how playful Kanye gets on 808s and Heartbreak with his singing. And he's dipped in and out of singing ever since then. I think he doesn't do it nearly as much, but whenever he does, it's always really interesting. Like obviously thinking of something like God Is on Jesus is King. It's so good. I Know God Breathed On. Oh yeah, this is the song. I Know God Breathed On This. That's a song that everyone's talking about. It's supposed to be a really good one. Turned into a beautiful club banger with insane synth-heavy production and hard-hitting bass. During the song, there are interludes with Ty Dolla $ign. Can you believe that he's on one of Kanye's albums? I think it was IIRC. I don't know what that means. I might be too old for that. It slows down and picks back up. Before this song, there was a snippet with Pusha T, but I think it was a different song. He played it by accident before I Know God Breathed On This. I mentioned this in Discord, but there was a really weird track that Kanye played or it was a solid 2 minutes of a text to speech or something repeating the word Donda, which I heard about that too. Uh, it just repeated the word Donda in different tones, patterns, cadences. Really weird. Donda is speaking on this whole album, and some of the songs she speaks during them or after. The theory right now, which we love on this show because every Kanye album seems to be split into acts. Like you can see on Jesus is King, for example. It's like a 5-1-5 structure, 5 songs split in the middle by Everything We Need, and then the second half of the album, which is a very biblical way to tell a story. So like these 5 songs that build to a moment where like he realizes what's important in his life. In those first 5 songs, he's very angry, aggressive, unchristlike. Before he thinks about what's important to him and comes closer to God and eventually finds God at the end of the album. So it's not surprising to see that Donda apparently breaks up the album into like 3 or 4 parts, depending on where she speaks. So we're going to have a field day of that on the podcast, I'm sure. Some other weird club banner was played. It was cool. Entitled, I don't remember much. Praise God is a certified hood classic. Oh my God. Here we go. It starts with Donda. Oh wait, sorry. I skipped ahead a little bit. The song sounds to feature Travis Scott and Baby Keem. Cool combo. Currently having a crisis about this song, trying to remember if I heard Playboy Cardi in it or not. I'm aware of the snippet, and yes, that is Baby Keem on Praise God, but I'm pretty sure I also heard Cardi. I don't know. Take this with a grain of salt. I do. No, thanks for posting this. Keep My Spirit Alive is still here with the features. We already have known about that. Not much to say. The final song played, untitled for now, is another somber track like Welcome to My Life. It starts with Donda speaking some stuff about not leaving one another in a parental sense. I remember her speech vaguely, but the main lyrics of the chorus are like, everybody knows somebody who needs Jesus. And the word Jesus is said in a very ethereal and vocoded way. OG title track Donda was not played, but I would not doubt that it is still on the album because of the theme with Donda speaking on some of the tracks, it would fit. So here's the track list he was able to put together, not in order. Come to Life, 12,000 Acres. He says this might be the wrong song. Hurricane, Life of the Party, New Again, Welcome to My Life, Untitled Kim K. Birthday Party, Instagram snippet. Daylight, Keep My Spirit Alive, 24. I know God breathed on this. Text to speech Donda stuff. Untitled Club Jesus song, Praise God, No Child Left Behind, and then the untitled song where they say Jesus a lot. Songs I don't remember much of, but can list that were played. Daylight, No Child Left Behind, New Again. Other takeaways, if you missed or didn't want to read this, Donda speaks in some of the track. Okay, so he's just repeating some stuff here. But this is cool. Theatrical production, heavy synths, heavy bass. That sounds My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy-esque, Jesus-esque. That's cool. We have heard rumblings that it's a mix of like 808s and Jesus is King, which like I could see that fitting, those descriptions fitting into that. A lot of tracks of piano, very lyrical. Sounds finished and no mumble at all, basically. Woo. Which that's awesome news that it's not like half done, which has kind of been the case with the last few Kanye albums and why a lot of people haven't liked them very much. They could feel a little unfinished and not fully mixed. And of course, sometimes Kanye's vocals don't always sound totally done. Not a lot of like mumbling or anything. Although in Jesus is King, there was a little bit of mumbling where you can't always tell what he's saying. But it sounds like a lot of it's finished. And that's awesome news. And I'm excited about it. I hope you're excited about it. This review really gets me hyped. Go in and comment on it and interact with everyone. It's a really cool discussion going on there. A lot of questions and a lot of thoughts about what the album could be about based on just like these brief descriptions of the songs. We'll be talking about the album very soon on our podcast, Watching the Throne. You could subscribe to it anywhere you can subscribe to the podcast, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever. Each episode we pick apart a Kanye song line by line. We go through the production as best we can. We don't know a lot about production, but we do the best we can and really try to analyze a Kanye song from top to bottom and fit it into whatever the album narrative is. And then, of course, comment on how it signals Kanye's progression as an artist, how it fits into his life, what it tells us about him. And we love doing it. We just go song by song through Kanye's entire discography. We're going back through a second time, actually, right now. And who knows, maybe we'll go through a third time someday. So yeah, please check out the podcast. Rate and review it on iTunes if you have a second. That helps us get noticed. And please like this video and subscribe to the channel and comment in the comment section about how much you wish Chris was hosting this video and not me. All those things help people get the video, help our channel get noticed by other people, especially Kanye fans who we're always searching for. That's it for today. Gonna have one more video here coming out about Kanye producing a Lil Nas X out song, which is pretty awesome. But until then, please stay wavy and keep it loopy.